Okay. That might not have been a full minute, but those of the people that didn't join, that's fine. So, all right. I don't know if you can see me. I'm sharing my camera. I don't know where my head is at on your screen, but thanks for joining. This is all about just kind of showcasing on how to work smarter, not harder, kind of using automation and sharing kind of some best practices of user-friendly booking engine. So it's 100% focused on rezStream. Um, let's get this. Well, before I get started, I do want to share there is a Q&A. You should be able to ask questions. So throughout this, if you have a question, post it in there. I may stop from time to time and see if there's any questions, but I'll try to leave some time at the end as well and try to get through all the questions. So I have a few participation areas in here where I'm going to ask a few questions. So I'd appreciate your guys' cooperation there. So just a little, I'm going to go through a little introduction on me to rezStream. I'm going to go through the booking engine review, kind of using some best practices overview on the booking engine, and then kind of go into the automation portion, kind of talking about email, text, other stuff sprinkled in there, and then just kind of recap, review, and follow it up with kind of a final like special offer for those of you that want to take advantage of some of these things. So little about me. I have over 15 years working experience working with small to medium sized lodging properties. I took a little break there, but I kind of started back in the late 90s, 98, I think. So, a whole few decades ago. I am in Minnesota right now, born, raised, reside. Very much looking forward to the NFL season. So, I know a couple people here probably are rooting for other teams, but I'm a hardcore Vikings fan. I love spending time outdoors. If anybody's in Minnesota, this shot here is of Babe the Blue Ox, kind of we're the home of Paul Bunyan. And then yeah, I enjoy just being out on the water and golf. More time on the golf course, the better for me. I always judge every summer by how many rounds of golf I get in. So little about rezStream that we are located in that office. We do not own that entire office. We're up on the 8th floor there, but been around since 2005, and all we do is kind of focus on the small to medium size independent lodging properties. United States is our core focus. So what do we do? Have some Canadian resorts and fishing spots. So we work with our customers. We try to educate our customers, explore opportunities with them, and just kind of learn from each other, really. Um, Hopefully, you're learning from us on how to improve operations, maybe make more revenue, and we can learn from you and share that with others. So we have 24 people. We're growing, but it's a small company. And kind of going back to that, we view ourselves as an extension of your team. So although we aren't employed by you, you don't have to listen to us. We try to partner with you and try to act as if we do have a stake in your business. So 100 years of combined experience, and we offer a suite of solutions, which is kind of this category. So um, we offer digital marketing services to get people to quality traffic to your website. We offer website design services, but this webinar is going to focus more about the booking engine and the software kind of managing your guests. I'm not going to go through a demo of the software, but it's more about automation software. So before I get started, I am going to launch poll number 1. I just kind of want to learn who you guys are, who we have on the call here, how long you've worked there, just to get an idea. So I usually keep this open for a few minutes. If nobody's participating, I'll just sit on the screen for a while. Hopefully people can see that. And let's see if we can get most people filling that out. It doesn't take very long. It's literally 3 questions. I'll sit and wait patiently. This is where I wish I had like some dad jokes at my fingertips, but I'm not that smart and witty. I did hear one in the airport though, just flying back from our company barbecue. What kind of bagels do they serve on planes? Plain bagels. All right, let's just keep this up here for another 10 seconds. We got a lot of people participate, not everybody, but that's fine. If you can, I don't want to sit here on this screen too far. 5, countdown. I wish I had like some explosion on the screen. So, all right. Thank you guys very much. I think I'm sharing the results of that. So just to give you an idea, we have of who we have on the call. So, all right, getting back to the booking engine review. So what I'm really going to focus on is kind of the calls to action for the booking engine. So they hit your website, right? And we always think of it as kind of how do they get to booking your room? That's your goal, or should be your goal. Maybe it's not, to get reservations from your website. So we're going to talk about kind of the general book now, quick booking widget, individual calendars, which I'll explain later. Kind of the customization that can be done with booking engines using promo codes, amenities, selling add-ons and custom fields, etc. So what I thought I would do here is just kind of go right to some examples. And I am going to start with my fake resort website here. So when I'm talking about kind of 3 different ways to enter the booking engine, the book now or book online or reservations or whatever you want to call it, that's the easy one, right? I'll click on this super quick, get there. But I want to kind of cover the other 2 ways too. So when we design our websites, you'll notice here on the bottom of there, and you don't have to, if you have your own website, wherever you might want to put this, we always encourage this. This is just kind of a quick booking widget. Ours, it just sits static on there, no matter where they're at on the website. They're always just going to kind of see that, and they can start their process of checking when they want to come. The final step here, or the 3rd different way that you can enter the booking engine, this is fantastic for the small properties that have unique rooms or at least unique room types. Hopefully your site has a specific page for each room or room type. When they are checking that out, I'm going to just check out the Loon cabin here. They can see pictures, they can read all about it. This is that 3rd way. So we have an individual unit calendar that shows specifically for this unit, it shows the availability here. It's optional. You can show rates or you don't have to show rates. You can just show availability. And people can actually click on an arrival, click on a departure, and start that booking process right from here. So just multiple different ways to get to the booking engine. Again, the more, the better. Drive them to the end result, which is what you want to do there. So I'm going to now kind of switch back to the main booking engine portal. So I just hit the book now button. I want to talk about that customization piece right here. And this is really about the theme of the booking engine. We match it to look like your website. So we usually use the same colors as your website, logo, header, footer at the bottom. So we're really, even though it is going to a separate page, we really try to make it look like your website. 3 components here on this screen. This is more about customization. This is what we call our custom message on the top. You can use this or not use this, but you can just put anything you want on here. So for example, hopefully nobody here is affected by like the hurricanes or some weather moving in, but you can quickly go in the software and type a note up, and that will instantly display in your booking engine. So, hey, I know the hurricane is coming, we are out of the path. So, we have a flexible cancellation policy, whatever you want to say, you can quickly change that, and you can do different fonts and sizes and colors and everything else. And then another way you can customize this is this bottom portion here is also optional. You do not have to show this here if you do not want, but it's another way to customize it. And then, of course, there's just the standard what everybody can do, right? Is they can click on an arrival when they want to come, when they want to leave. You will notice that it highlights that area down here on this calendar as well. If you did want them to be able to book more than one cabin or a cabin and a boat or a room or more than one room, adults, children, pets, this is all customizable. This is also kind of mentioning promo codes. So there's a lot of different ways to use promo codes, but if you do start using them, this will always appear. And then I'm just going to hit search here, and this is going to return the results for this particular day here. So these are the units. What we do is we show the units that you have availability for your results, right? Like that's what they searched on. We don't want to clog up the booking engine with stuff that might not be available. And then we're gonna, we always recommend 3 to 5 photos of each unit. So you can customize those. You can swap them out. It's super easy to do. You load those in your software and they appear on your website. If you had different rates here, I think I did that down here, it would show that. But you can also put rate descriptions. I always encourage people to put a rate description here. It's just another way to sort of provide some information. Just not make them have to search for their information. Full description if you want. And then here is some examples of with food, without food. So you'll notice I put a description, a rate description for with food or without food, right? So they can continue and add on this. Oh, before I move on from this, I'm going to talk about the amenities here. So again, some people might have a specific type of unit they're really looking for. They want a lakefront cabin per se. So I'm looking for cabins. You'll notice when I clicked on that, one of the units just sort of slid off the screen because it's not lakefront. If I uncheck that, it kind of flows back in. So I encourage people to set up amenities. Pet friendly is another big one. So I don't know if I have any. Yep. So the other one was not pet friendly. So people can search on that. They can sort of drill down with dollar amounts as well. Otherwise, I'm just going to add this cabin to my cart. And this leads me to kind of that other component I wanted to talk about is add-ons and packages. Used in a variety of different ways, right? So you can have items or dinner or provide something to them, and it can be on a per stay basis, it could be on a per night basis, it could be on a per person per night basis, or a per person per stay visit. So this will kind of price it out depending upon what you entered there for the quantity of adults, children, etc. So these prices on here will automatically compute those components. They can add it. What's really cool, you'll notice it highlighted it, flung it over here. Transparency is key. We make it super easy for people to quickly see what they've got in the cart, how much it's going to be, deposit, like, oh, I don't want that package anymore. We make it super simple to get rid of that. We're not trying to sucker anyone into getting something they don't want. Pictures here too. A lot of times people only put like one picture for packages, but you can put a few pictures just depending upon what that is. And then the final step here, right, is let's get them to book. So fill out their name, info, address, email, phone. These things are required. The only thing that's not required here is that address line 2. We show how much you're going to charge, when you're going to charge your deposit. So some people, if they don't really take a deposit, it's going to say we won't charge a card, but we do require one to hold for your reservation. Or some people require it within a week of making the booking. So this date will automatically switch and let them know when you're going to charge that card. Of course, you enter that card information. And then this is another customization of our booking engine. So you can add more information for that to collect. You can make things optional. So these two are kind of a standard fields in our software, but you can choose to show them or not show them and require it or make it optional. These are kind of what we call our custom fields. So you can create custom fields in the software and then choose to post them on here. And then again, you can make it optional or required. And then finally here, terms and conditions, the dreaded terms and conditions. One cool thing about our software is we put it right in a scroll box. We don't put it on a little link that like 0.001% of people actually click on. We post it right in here, and you can customize this too. You'll notice I put this in bold and red and with some asterisks there just to draw attention to it so that people will probably read that. They may not, can't guarantee it, but what they have to do is at least said that they've read and agreed to the terms. So if they do not, when they hit this book reservation, I can hit it right now, but it's because I didn't fill out anything, right? So it's going to tell them what they missed on there before they can book. So that is the kind of the booking engine portion. I did see a question come in. Is there a way to have a different tax calculation for the food portion of the reservation? The answer to that is absolutely yes. These taxes will compute depending upon the tax rates that you've set up in the system for particular items. So, okay. That's kind of my key points on the booking engine. Again, get them from point A to point B. I know I took a long time to try to get through this process, but I was trying to show all the capabilities of the booking engine, but it's very easy to use. People have a lot of success with it. They're increasing their direct bookings because of it. So I am going to go back and going to kind of transition into the software portion of it, more of the automation piece and communication, kind of focusing on that. But before I get started, yep, I'm going to launch another poll here. I just kind of want to learn what your current processes are for automation. And this is more about messaging to your guests. So if you could, please just take a minute and fill out the questionnaire. I would really appreciate that. So I'll wait here for a couple of minutes. We've got quite a few people filling that out, so I really appreciate it. I'm gonna keep it on here for another 30 seconds or so. We're getting close to full participation, guys. I love it. I don't have another joke. Sorry. I used my one that I remembered. All right. 5 seconds. All right. I'm going to share the results of that. So again, I apologize. I don't know how this appears on your screen. Hopefully I'm sharing it, but the vast majority of the people are using automation with 1 to 2 kind of messages that you're automating and sending, with the majority of people using email as their preferred. Some people have text as a preferred, and then it depends in combination. So really appreciate that, guys. I love kind of hearing that data because it kind of helps me during my presentation and just in general. I love just learning what you guys are doing out there. So I wanted to focus on the email part of it and just kind of say like why email, why text. Emails can provide more information, right? So texts are shorter little blips. It's text only. Emails can use, and I'll kind of show this here, but you can have graphics. You can just have a lot more information on there. It's always easier to refer back to. I know I do it all the time. I book or see an email, I look at it like, okay, great, and I leave it in my inbox or wherever, and then I can always just go back and pull that up at any point in time using the search function. Doesn't matter what device you're on. You could be on a desktop computer where I might not get texts, but I can certainly get emails, or a phone. I think this is the best option for sending multiple days ahead or after your reservation. Sometimes when people start getting texts too far in advance or back behind, it becomes almost more of a spam type environment. Not that it is spam. And it's great for all age groups. I mean, every age group uses email, although I know younger people use text more than email. And to be honest, right now it's just the most common form of communicating business information. So I just kind of put an example here of a schedule. This is what, 5 different messages, and certainly you don't have to use all 5. But what I thought I would do is kind of talk about each level of automation, right? So confirmation letters, this one's easy, right? If you're using our booking engine, probably anybody's booking engine, when they make that reservation online, they just instantly get a confirmation, right? So this is all customizable. You can make this look however you want. But really what information you share, that's more about arrival, departure, confirmation. Here's your unit you picked. Here's the rates. What's my cancellation policy? Do I owe anything else? And then I always encourage people to share your social media accounts. It's a great way for them to get excited about their stay. Advertise upgrades if you have upgrades. Hey, in case you didn't book it at the time of the reservation, we've got the romance package or firewood bundles or whatever it is that you might sell. Pre-arrivals, I always say like 3 to 7 days out. This is more of an advanced pre-arrival type scenario where you're going to want to share information about their stay again. Doesn't have to be as detailed, but confirmation, arrival, units, charges, balance. I think that's kind of the key. But now here's where you start feeding them more information, right? So what are your check-in times, check-out times, or your address if you want to put directions on there. But if you put the address in there, most of the time, if they're looking on their phone, that's clickable. It'll bring them a map. Same thing on the desktop. Anything if you say what should we pack, amenities of the properties, and again, share those social media accounts, advertise any upgrades, add-ons. This is more about day of or the day before. This is really when you don't need to pump a lot of information on, but it's more about building excitement. Maybe show them some different photos that you didn't in the previous one. Review the quick reservations. Some people, for rezStream, we have that payment links feature that we built. So some people say, hey, if you want to just take care of your payment and make a check-in process as easy as possible, use this link, and it will just bring them right to their page where they can pay for that reservation. Again, stress check-in times, parking information, directions, etc. So, and I like to call this the pre-check-out. I always recommend like the evening before. Hey, sorry to see you go. This isn't a great example. This is more just like an invoice. But you could have some warning, sorry that we're having you leave tomorrow, but just wanted to share your remaining balance. And then again, you can include a link to pay the remaining balance on there, express the checkout time, expectations of the unit. So depending upon your type of property, you may ask that they take all the sheets off the bed, throw them on the floor, whatever it is. You could set the expectations there. And then there's some other ideas about make an offer for if they rebook their next stay before they check out or on checkout. Just kind of, build excitement and they just had a great time, have them thinking about their next stay. And then, if you do, I know a lot of people are short-staffed these days, but if you do have the option of a late checkout, upsell that. $10. Hey, you need a late checkout? Let us know. It's only an additional $10. We'll get that added. And then, of course, there's the post-stay. I would say like 1 to 2 days after they leave, and it's more of a general thank you. This is, again, where you want to promote social channels. And ask for reviews, right? Reviews are huge. Google reviews, TripAdvisor, reviews on social media accounts, on your website. Wherever you take reviews, you should point them. And if you want to promote any ongoing specials that have already left, but promote it. And if you have like a referral program or a rewards program, this would be a good time to talk about it, because maybe you have a referral program, and then if one of their friends book, you provide them with something. So yeah, those are all kind of more focused on email, although the same can be done via text. It's just, a different type of message, probably shorter, or at least links on there. So but that's what I am going to talk about next. Using automation with SMS text messaging. The couple of key little information here: 92% of people actually engage with texts. Emails aren't usually engaged focused, they're more just information share. Cuts down on phone calls 75%, and if you use it right with surveys via text, seen 400% increase in like 5-star reviews there. So it's used for quick bits of information. You can use links to share more information. It's kind of the best option for sending kind of day of arrival or during the stay, and communication. And if you want to get even more automated, it had what I'm going to show you is kind of, you can have some AI functions like automated responses if they start communicating back. So I'm going to kind of cover the registration card, kind of or these. I'm not going to cover everything here, but these are just some examples. Registration card, when to send it, if you do have waiver forms, digital guidebooks, etc. All right, day of arrival. I am actually going to kind of show this in live action. I recorded some interaction here, and then what I do, I actually plan on doing a live sort of chat conversation. We'll see how that goes. We didn't rehearse too much on it this morning, but so this is just kind of some screenshots. Day of arrival, expedite your check-in, kind of registration. So I am actually gonna, hopefully you guys aren't seeing this zoom control here, but I'm gonna play the little screen of this is actually like my phone. So this would be an example. Ignore the previous conversations there, but it's our guest experience app. We use Akia. We partner with Akia to do all of this stuff, but we sync all of the reservation information there. So this registration card would have their information pre-filled out. You can do certain things. I'm going to pause this quick. This is all customizable. You can, oops, sorry about that, guys. I'll try to hop ahead there. But you can share photos, different photos. The reservation information will auto-populate because you have it in the software. And then, it's customizable for your, sorry, these Zoom controls are getting in my way, so I really apologize. But you can collect more information too, right? Like any additional guests. But as you can see here, you're actually signing this on your phone, and it's sending that back. So it's been signed there. You as the property would receive notification, and now you have a signed registration card. So that's one example there. Another example here is digital guidebooks. So this is another example where with Akia, you can build these digital guidebooks, and you could send this kind of the day or the evening of arrival, and you can share information like the activities, restaurants, dining, things to do in the area. And, oh, I don't know why it slid ahead. I apologize. These controls aren't the best, so I apologize. I'll let it run. How about that? But yeah, you can really showcase some of your activities. It has a little menu there, contact, so they can actually start a text message chain going with you. So another idea there, that's more probably on the arrival date, maybe not necessarily in the morning, although you could send it in the morning. And then this is an example of a post-stay survey, right? So they've come, and that could be the evening of their departure date. You decide to send them, have this automated, send them a message, hey, please tell us how we did. And it links to a survey. So you'll notice when they click, it's branded. How likely would you be? They choose a number, and you'll notice I put an auto response on this too. So like, hey, they chose a 5. Boom, now a new text message came in. Hey, thank you. Would you please take 2 minutes to share a review? And again, that was just a link to our website, but you could put a link to your website or whatever you might want on the review. So, okay. Now we're going to talk more about automation with conversations, right? So with our guest experience, the Akia platform, it is about getting information, registration cards, sharing, that type of thing, but it's also a communication device. So your guests are there and you want to make it easy to communicate. Some people don't want to pick up the phone. This is a full two-way communication platform. So it's not just sending out a text with information and then that's it. And I will here kind of we'll do a little live thing, see how that goes. You can have AI responses for frequently asked questions. So, what's the Wi-Fi password? What time is checkout? All of those those questions that you get asked a lot. When they type that in, the system will automatically reply to it if you're not kind of connected in their chat. If I have anybody on here with key codes for door locks, this integrates with that. So you can have door locks issued and revoked, arrival and departure dates. You can build waiver forms to collect their signature, and heck, you can even ask them to take a picture of their ID, and that'll scan in here. And then it has a website chat too as well. So you can put a live chat on your website or the rezStream booking engine for that matter. You can put the live chat on there. So if somebody has a question about a unit or anything like that, they can click on that and just start that live conversation. So, okay. Lyles. I have my good buddy Lyles here. Are you ready to try to see if we can accomplish the live demo?
I'm ready to roll.
All right.
Text.
Okay, so I'm gonna hop over into this Akia platform, and I am going to. This would automate, so some of this will be automated, right? I'm going to assume, since it's not automated, I'm going to fire off kind of the template for the registration card. So I'm just going to send that. Let's pretend that I close that chat. He's doing the thing. I'm over in the software doing my thing. You wouldn't have to fire that off if you don't want. Although I think there's been a couple of people who, when people are checking in, they basically say, hey, we're doing all digital stuff. I'm going to just text you really quick the copy. So you could do it that way if you want. Or a better scenario is to just have it be automated the morning of their arrival. So, but yeah. So Lyles is kind of filling it out. Oh, he opened it. So there's some information there that you can see what he's doing and when he's doing it. And then when he signs it, I don't know if you've signed it yet, Lyles.
I'm working on it. You asked me for
All
my
right.
age. That was sensitive information. I didn't want to put my age out there just yet.
Yeah, you can, again, you can require certain information. You can always put fake information. So, but yeah, so that's kind of, one way. Boom. All right. I don't know if you hear my computer sound, but you do get pinged. This is an alert. Accompanying guest 1. I can actually, as the property, I can click on this and see, like, oh, he's bringing, whoever. with the different phone number. He's estimated at 6:34 p.m. Got his signature, all that stuff. So now I have it set up where, hey, thanks. We're going to see you soon. Feel free to explore the area with this guidebook. And now I can see he opened it. He's reviewing that guide, right? So I can open the chat and then ask him questions if I want, or close the chat. So Lyles, why don't you, I'm going to switch back over here, do something else. Why don't you text a question to the system? So I'm not engaged with that chat. I did not keep that chat open. I don't need to, it's not an active conversation. But he can still be communicating, and I'm not even really going to get an alert if Akia is going to take care of that answer for me, right? So it has AI functions built in there. Okay, right here, boom, thanks, Lau. So he asked, so what's the Wi-Fi password? Asking for a friend. And the system automatically said, hey, Lyles, the Wi-Fi password is rezStream123. So that's just kind of an automation component built right within here of using some AI and them kind of asking some questions that are just kind of common. And now he can just ask, oh, he asked about checkout time. And again, the system noticed he was asking about what's your checkout time? Checkout time is 11 a.m. So now there are certain things where he might ask a different question. So Lyles, you can ping me. And again, I don't know if my volume of my computer ever is shown, but I can be in the software, and I'll kind of share what the functionality will be here soon with this. But right now, people using the system have the Akia tab open. If he asks a question, I don't know, Lyles, if you can, or if you already did.
I asked the question, but you already had an answer, so I got to ask.
Oh, I already. So you still. Yep, we are not pet friendly. All right, so ask me. Okay, so there was a question. It alerted me. So when the system is auto responding, it's not going to alert me. I don't really need to pay attention. Now he asks, what about charging stations? So here's where I can kind of open that chat. And if I'm going to move my Zoom stuff out of the way here. So now I can engage with him. Yes, we have, and send it. Now, Lyles is going to get that as a text message, right? So I'm viewing this as more of a chat conversation. He's getting them as text messages. So I'm engaged with them. And then if I'm kind of done, like, hey, Lyles, giving you enough answers now, I'm going to close that chat, right? And then there are chat conversations that can be going. There's dots indicating that someone is engaged. You'll notice if I'm engaged, it has, so I should have prefaced this whole thing of I'm colorblind. So it has, I'm going to say this color to indicate that I'm engaged. I'm just going to say it's some form of blue or something. And then there's this color that someone else is engaged with, a chat. But if I close that out, now that dot goes away. So you can kind of instantly see like, oh, does this need engagement? Is there something to address here? Or am I already engaged in that conversation? So, oh, parking now. And I have another auto response. Feel free to park in any spot at the front of the property. So again, you can kind of see how this would eliminate those phone calls. I kind of mentioned about the 74% decrease in phone conversations. This can do a lot, right? And so I guess it's all automation is about saving time. And in our world, time is money, right? So you're probably wearing 150 different hats. So this is just one way to do that. So I do have a question on this. Are the AI responses identified as such to the customer? No. Nope. the customer, Lyles, you can attest to this, right? Like it just says, hi Lyle, or no, hi Lyles, feel free to, that's the text message that you got, right? It didn't say so-and-so responded. It
Yeah,
just
so
provides the
it looks as if I'm having a conversation with someone. Obviously, the only thing that I don't have in here right now is a name for the contact, but it has a phone number that I can save. So
yeah,
even after this day, I can reach out to the property and ask some questions down the line and well, what's your availability look like and re-engage in a different way.
yeah,
So it's exciting.
cool. You'll notice here, the way I would recommend doing it is like your initial text message to them. Like you'll see it up here. What I did is put the name of the property right there front and center. They will see that the very first thing when they're looking at their phone and their lists of text messages. They'll see a phone number, but it'll say Hebring Resort. To Lyles's point there, especially if you go there more than once a century, you probably might save that as a contact and just relabel that phone number as Hebring Resort. Because if you do use this system, you get assigned a phone number, and that phone number is the Hebring Resort's texting number. So that number will kind of be permanent. It won't come from a different number every time. So that's the other nice thing about it. But thanks for asking the question. All right. Thanks, Lyles. I really appreciate it. I think that went pretty well.
Anytime. Thank you. Awesome.
And let's hop back because I wanted to just get one more poll. I promise this is the last poll. After talking about all of that, I just kind of wanted to learn if you guys feel like this provided any value. Did it give you any ideas? Do you think you might be incorporating some of these things into your current workflow? So just curious what people are thinking about that. I guess I did ask about the booking engine too. So after I shared the booking engine information, is there stuff that you might make a change for in that too? So appreciate your participation, and I love that people are hanging on here. I'm gonna basically get to just share a couple more pieces of information. I am ahead of schedule, but so we'll for sure get out of here under an hour. But I just kind of wanted to be able to let people chat if they want, ask live questions, go from there. So I'm going to give this another 30 seconds. We have half participation, so let's see if we can get at least 75% of participation. I should have been looking up dad jokes, or Lyles, you should have texted me some dad jokes to say when I was doing this.
I don't want to lose them now. You did such a good job keeping them.
All right, 10 more seconds. See if we can get one or two more. The other people are. See, I should have texted them, right? Keep them engaged. 5 seconds. We got a decent participation, so I really appreciate that. All right. I'm going to share those results. So I love this is what makes me feel good about doing these webinars. I love that the majority of people at least have some sort of reference point. They're going to go back and try to incorporate some of these things. So thank you for that. More automated messages. So there are some that say, no, I have enough, or no, I don't really find any value to that, that's perfectly fine as well. And then some yeses. So love that. Again, that just kind of gives me some information on, are these things valuable? What I'm sharing is a good information. So I'm not going to spend too much time on this. I know there are some customers on this, some prospects on here, but we focus on an easy to use software that has amazing support. So time and time again, you will see those are the responses we get, and reviews is super easy to use, easy to learn, easy to navigate. You guys have amazing support, and it shows, and our customers see that as well. This is a busy slide. This will be sent out to you too. So there's a lot of information on here. We do have an education center. We do blogs. We do host these webinars so you can access past webinars, resource guides we build. So we try to create valuable content. Even if you're not a customer, feel free to go and pick up some of those information. We'd love if we had more followers on the social channels, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube. I know we have a Pinterest account. Sorry, I didn't put that on there. So yeah, we'd love more followers there. We do share information. I know we have like a Feature Friday on there for those of you that are following us, but would really appreciate that. And then let's wrap this up. So I want to know, I think there is a raise your hand icon in here if we want to kind of do the unmuting and let you guys ask live questions. But I'm gonna hop over to this Q&A portal because I think I missed one. I got one that says, have you made the online booking more mobile friendly? So thanks, Nancy. So I guess I'd have to know, we did have an old mobile booking engine. So we used to have it where we presented kind of an older, you could tell it was old, mobile booking engine. And there are still, I've run into it quite a bit, like actually. So there might be still people that use that old mobile booking engine. So if you're using that, absolutely. If you're using the new one, I've heard nothing but good things from mobile devices. It might be a setup thing. We got to make sure your theme is responsive. So we could take that offline and answer that too. But thanks for the question. I already answered the AI. Kyla, no question, but absolutely love the Akia messaging. So we've got a customer already using it. So thank you. And again, just another comment. We're using all of your automation suggestions. Thank you. So no, thank you guys for attending. Anybody want to ask a question live or post in the chat, raise your hand, any other questions? And then I have a couple more slides. One that's just going to kind of showcase kind of some special offers for attendees. So I'll kind of sit here for another 5 seconds and see if anybody has their hands raised, which I do not. Oh, got a couple more. Does rezStream have Instagram? Yep. So if you go to rezStream or go to Instagram, search rezStream. I'm going to back up here. I think I just had it right. Yep. Instagram.com/rezStream. I believe that's how you get to us, but it is just at rezStream. You can find us on there in the search. What is the name of the software you are using for chat? I believe you were referring to kind of that demo. That's Akia, so AKIA. So we've partnered with them. We have a deep integration with them. It's only going to get deeper. But in all of our information in rezStream gets kind of integrated and sent over, and it's always updated. So new booking comes in from anywhere, your website, you make a phone call, you enter it into rezStream, it'll show up in Akia, it'll go through those automation patterns. If they call and cancel, it'll be removed from Akia. If they change their arrival date or departure date, it'll always be updated, so they'll be in sync. So good question. It's AKIA Akia. And thank you for that. I don't know if everybody can see the Q&A, but Armin, I've worked with rezStream for almost 8 years and very friendly and great, very user-friendly, great staff. Thank you, Armin. I love hearing that. And I'm going to ask you, hey, give us a review, refer a friend. Just like I've told everybody else here what to do. So I'm going to share this screen for those of you that are interested. So if you're a current customer with rezStream, you want to get more information and you actually sign up with Akia, I'm going to give you half off the setup fee. So it's normally 150. So half off of that. And this is just any time in until the end of September. Any non-customer that wants to book a demo, go to our website, book a demo by the end of September, give you a $10, I think it'll be Amazon gift card. And then I showcase some emails and some templates and stuff. If you're a current customer that just kind of books a demo/conversation, and if you want more of a one-on-one conversation similar to this or asking any other questions, book that, and we'll give you a free email template too. So how do you get that? Basically, if you're booking a demo or a current customer on here, you book a demo, we have like, what do you want to talk about? How'd you hear about us? Put August webinar in there so that we know that you guys were on the webinar and we can share those cool offers. So, okay, this is it. Thank you. You will get a survey at the end of this, after this. So we love feedback. Again, it helps us drive content for future webinars and emails and all that good stuff. But have any questions, you can just email sales@rezstream.com. There's the phone number, 303-872-0220. And there's a link. I don't think you can click on that with Zoom, but rezstream.com, we have the book a demo all over the place. So you can do that as well. So thanks, guys. Appreciate you spending an hour with me this afternoon. So have a great day. Thanks, everyone.